So this is going to be an advanced core sequence that not only works on the front of the core, the abs and the obliques and all that stuff, but it also works on the back and a little bit more of the sides than I usually would. So this is going to be a more difficult class. I would suggest doing this only if you're really great with core work or have a lot of experience with core work. There's easier ones that I have in previous chapters. So if you're already doing chapter 4 stuff and pretty comfortable with that stuff, you should be okay for this one. Yeah, just take your time with it. I'm going to try to give some variations, but it is going to be harder. So just try to make it your own. Take a break, do whatever you need to do. And yeah, we'll make this happen. So we are going to start off in plank, just right off the bat. So coming with your in the tabletop first. So your hands right underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and just go ahead and bring your feet up off the ground, legs straight, really firing up the core here. Core is really what makes plank happen. So firing up the core, firing up the legs. Roll the inner shoulder to outer shoulder so your biceps are coming forward. Neck is long, really pressing out through your heels and stretching up through the top of your head. And breathe, which I need to do. And just come down out of this when you need to. We're not going to hold it for that much longer. Another few breaths. So go ahead and send your butt up, and we're going to go straight into down dog from here. And take your time in this down dog, just moving around a little bit. And also, as you send your butt up, also just engage the core a little bit. So from here, tuck your tailbone, engage the core, and we're going to roll back into plank. Inhale here. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Back into plank. Exhale. Again, as you're coming into plank, really engaging the core and rolling into it. Just keep going at your own pace with that. Exhaling into down dog and inhaling into plank. So you'll be happy to go ahead and come on down onto your stomach. And yeah, let that go, getting off your wrist for a bit. So we're going to do some cobra poses and really trying to focus on engaging the lower back to bring ourselves up into this. So bring your hands fairly low down on your side, as low as is comfortable. And if it's not so comfortable there, just keep them a little bit higher up towards your chest. And tense your fingertips up here. So we're going to start off just resting with your forehead on the floor, and then inhale up into sort of a low cobra, just starting to fire up the lower back. Elbows tucked into the side. Exhale down. Inhale again, just a little bit higher into cobra. And exhale. Inhale, coming up just a little bit higher. And exhale. A couple more of these. Seeing if you can really feel the engagement of your lower back as you're doing this. So go ahead and plant your hands flat on the floor. Point your toes if they aren't already, and come up into either a higher cobra or an up dog. So straightening your arms out, really coming all the way up. Go ahead and engage your core here, even as we're doing this up dog. And release that, relax, lay down, and rest your head whichever direction makes sense for you. Breathing. So we're going to do some locust pose now. So there are a couple ways to do this. So if locust is a little bit harder for you, we're going to be coming back like this. If that's difficult, you can come up into Sphinx pose, just resting here, and then see if you can bring your legs up off the ground. So you want your knees to be lifting up off the ground if that's possible. So, but we're going to go for bring your hands back into airplane wings and then lifting your feet up. Trying to make sure that your inner thighs are coming up so your feet aren't just splaying out. And again, see if you can really feel that engagement in the lower back. That's what we're going for here. Shoulders are coming back and down. Excuse me. I'm breathing. So go ahead and come down out of that. Resting. So we're going to do another locust pose here. So again, legs are really strong, pointing out through the toes. Arms back and coming up off the ground, really lifting up. And see if you can engage your core even as you're doing this. So it's firing up the lower back as well as the abs. Shoulders back and down, really stretching out through your fingertips, stretching up through your head, stretching out through the toes. And then coming back down, release. And so we're going to be doing one more of those. So coming up, and see if you can come higher this time. Really engaging as strong as you can. Breathing. So strong legs, strong core, both front and back. And release that. And we're going to push back up into a child's pose. Try to make your lower back feel better. Try to apologize for what you've just done to it. So just pushing back and rocking around a little bit from side to side, just making sure that the lower back is releasing. And then if you want, you can even bring your arms back and just rest here. Take advantage of this because we're going to keep going momentarily. So just making sure the lower back is released. So come on back up and come over onto your side. So we're going to be coming onto the right side first. And just support yourself. You want your elbow to be roughly underneath your shoulder. And we're going to be doing some oblique stuff here. So just with your other hand just flat here, you want to see if your body can be sort of in a nice plane so that you're not falling over or back. And we're going to be lifting the feet up off the ground just a little bit. And you should be able to really feel the engagement right through your side. So we're just going to do that 5 times. And up, inhale up, exhale down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release that, relax for a moment. Go ahead and bring that left hand behind your head, that left elbow out. And now bring that left knee up towards the elbow. And again, we're going to do that for 5 times. And release that, relax, lay down, I'm gonna come over onto the other side. So situate yourself so that your elbow is just right underneath that left shoulder, and supporting yourself with the right hand. Again, making sure that you're not falling forward or back. So nice and straight here. And see if you can bring your feet up off the ground. So inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release that. Now bring the right elbow up. So and 5, and release. And from here, just go ahead and lay on your back. Again, just a little moment of rest. So we're gonna start gently just firing up the lower abs here, the lower core. So we're just gonna be curling up into bridge pose. So inhale up and exhale down. As you're doing this, really try to curl the tailbone up off the ground. So you're really working on engaging the core to pull your tailbone up. And as you're coming back down, do the same thing, engage the core and slowly release the tailbone back down onto the ground. Nice big breath, seeing if you can keep up with a nice strong Ujjayi breath. Just nice strong inhale and exhale throughout this practice. So go ahead and inhale up, and now hold this at the top, rotating your palms up, shoulder blades coming together on your back. Thighs are strong, really fire up the core so you're feeling the abs as well here. Especially with the exhale. Really engaging as you push all the air out. And on this next exhale, slowly rolling down out of that. Pause here for a moment. Hug your knees into your chest. Rocking around a little bit from side to side. Again, we just want to make sure that the lower back is happy, that it's not engaged too much or engaged and not letting go. So we're going to go straight from here into bicycle legs. So inhale, bring your right knee up, exhale left. And this is more difficult the closer you bring your feet or your legs to hovering off the ground. If you're bringing your leg a little bit higher here, it's going to be easier. So see if you can just straighten the legs straight out over the ground there, but without setting them down. Inhale one direction, exhale in the other. And straighten both legs out, release, relax. So now we're going to do some single leg lifts with both legs hovering. So bring both feet off the ground into sort of a low boat pose. And actually we're going to stretch the hands down there as well. And inhale, bring your right foot up. Exhale down. Inhale left. And exhale. If this gets too difficult, just bring that lower leg down onto the ground. Just one more on each side, starting here. And release, relax. So let's go ahead and come up off the ground again, bringing the head and shoulders up. And so your upper body is in low boat pose. So really bringing the shoulder blades off the ground. Hover your feet into low boat pose. Then bring both feet all the way up. And really stretching up here, really engaging the core in this part. Bring your right foot down, and we're going to hold this for 5 breaths, if you can. And then left foot down. Both feet back up. Really stretch a little bit further just for a moment. And then release, relax. Catch your breath. So we're going to get a little bit more into the obliques, and I'll give you a couple different ways to do this one. The easier way and the hard way. So again, coming up off the ground, fingers interlaced behind the head. Bring your right hand to the left of your legs with your feet flat on the floor. And really you want to try to lift up off the ground. So even the left shoulder is coming up off the ground, and you should feel that engagement here in the obliques. And if that's okay, bring both feet up at the same time. Really stretching up through your heels. Gonna try to hold this for another 5 breaths. And bring the heels back down, head back down. Take a break before the other side. So it's about 8 breaths total on each side. So we will come up and do that again on the left. So right hand behind the head, left arm reaching to the right of your legs. And if you're able, go ahead and bring both legs up. It's fine to keep your feet on the floor. Really trying to bring your shoulders off the ground. 6 more breaths. Stretching up through the heels, engaging the core. And release, relax. So we're going to come up into Navasana here. And again, there's several different ways you can do this. The easiest, keeping your feet on the ground, just grab on to the backs of the legs. You want to have a really straight back here. So try not to round in your lower back. So nice straight back. If you're comfortable, bringing your feet up off the ground. If you're comfortable, stretching the hands forward. Oops, I'm losing that nice straight back here. Breathing. And come down into a low boat pose, just slowly hovering here. One more breath if you're still with me. And release, relax. So let's go ahead and come on up. We're going to do just a couple of cleansing sun salutes after that, just to get the body moving. So a couple Surya A's. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. And fold, stepping back into plank, all the way down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. And either stepping or hopping to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, stepping back, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then just go ahead and come back down onto your knees. Child's pose. And slowly coming up from there. So, there it is. I hope that one worked for you, and I will see you in the next lesson. Namaste.